Welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we are going to be tackling, well, Amazon keyword research.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, and we're going to be using the ultimate guide to Amazon keyword research. And this is from May 2019.
Okay.
Now, I know, you're probably thinking 2019. Really?
Yeah, a little bit old, right?
But trust me on this, the core concepts we're going to be talking about, they're timeless.
Okay.
Really, they are.
Right.
And we're going to uncover how to find those keywords that will get your product seen, but more importantly, sold on Amazon.
Absolutely, because selling on Amazon is a whole different game to just, browsing the website.
Right.
You got to think of it more as a search engine where everyone's ready to buy.
Exactly. So get this. We're going to be looking at how Amazon shoppers use keywords differently
Okay.
than, say, someone just browsing on Google. And
Yeah.
your competitors might be missing out on some super specific keywords
Interesting.
called long tail keywords. And these can be a game changer for new sellers.
I like that, a game changer.
Yeah.
Got to find those, yeah.
Now, here's the thing about Amazon's algorithm.
Okay.
It doesn't just care about how many people search for a keyword, right?
Right.
It really is all about your sales performance.
Yeah, that's true.
The clicks, the conversions,
A whole thing.
the whole shebang.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I don't know.
A chicken and egg situation.
Yes.
Right. You need visibility to get sales.
Right.
But you need sales to get visibility.
Okay, so I am intrigued.
Mm.
Let's unpack this.
Yeah, let's look.
Let's look at the Amazon keyword landscape.
Okay.
So the guide that we're looking at today really emphasizes the idea that Amazon functions as a search engine.
Great.
But here's the thing. People on Amazon, they're there specifically to buy things.
Exactly.
Their mindset is totally different to someone, just casually browsing on Google.
You're so right. That difference in intent is huge.
Yeah.
Like, for example, on Google, you might search for something like best running shoes.
Yeah.
But on Amazon, you're probably searching for something way more specific.
Oh, okay.
Like men's trail running shoes, size 10 waterproof.
So on Amazon, you're not messing around.
No, you're ready to add to cart.
Yeah, you are not just reading reviews.
Exactly. And this is why understanding buyer intent behind keywords is so important.
Oh.
On Amazon,
Okay.
generic terms just won't cut it.
Right.
You need to get laser focused on what your ideal customer is actually typing into that search bar when they're ready to buy.
Okay, that makes total sense, but don't we also have to think about the competition?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The competition is fierce.
Yeah.
The guide actually mentions this huge increase in private label sellers.
Right.
I mean, it's
Wow.
it's a lot.
So that makes this even more important.
Yeah, it's like trying to stand out in a crowded marketplace.
Right.
You need the right keywords to cut through all the noise.
And grab your customer's attention.
Exactly. And that's where it gets strategic,
Okay.
because the guide breaks down keywords into different types. It starts with what are called short tail keywords.
Like flashlight.
Yes, exactly like flashlight.
Okay.
Short tail keywords are typically just one or two words,
Okay.
super general and super competitive.
Right.
And then on the other end of the spectrum,
Yeah.
we've got long tail keywords.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these are phrases of 3 or more words,
Okay.
much more specific and way less competitive.
So something like metallic tactical flashlight.
Perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, these long tail keywords, they're often overlooked,
Really?
but they can be a goldmine, especially for newer sellers,
Okay, so less competition
right?
means it's easier to rank for those long tail keywords.
Yeah.
And because they're so specific, you're attracting shoppers who are more likely to buy.
Exactly. Exactly. They're like a secret weapon
I like it.
because you're targeting a niche audience that's already ready to make a purchase.
Right.
Plus, they can be way more cost effective if you're running those,
What are they called?
PPC campaigns.
TPC.
Paper. You're not wasting money on clicks from people who aren't genuinely interested in your product.
So that's good.
That's good.
I'm going to be thinking of long tail keywords all day now.
It's good to have a few in mind.
Okay, now, the guide also talked about match types.
Yes.
Broad match, phrase match, and exact match.
Right. Think of it this way. Someone searching for flashlight might actually type in hand torch,
Oh!
or even misspell it flashlight.
Right.
Broad match casts the widest net, captures all those variations.
Right.
Phrase match is a bit more targeted.
Okay.
Your keyword needs to be included in a specific order.
So, like our example, metallic tactical flashlight.
Exactly. And then you've got exact match,
Mm.
where the customer search must perfectly mirror your chosen keyword.
No variations.
No variations allowed.
So broad match is like casting a wide net.
Yeah.
Phrase match is narrowing it down.
Right.
And exact match is laser focused.
Exactly.
Okay, but how do you know which one to use? Like, what's the strategy?
Well, starting with exact match can be really effective,
Yeah.
especially when you're newer to Amazon.
Okay.
It lets you hone in on your target audience and see what's working.
So start small and scale up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, makes sense to me.
Hmm.
Now let's get to the brains of the operation.
Oh, yes.
Amazon's A9 algorithm.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, this is what decides, what products are shown at the top of the search results, right?
Right, and the guide makes it clear. Amazon's algorithm is obsessed with sales performance.
It makes sense though, right?
It does.
They want to show what's selling well.
Exactly. They want to prioritize those products with a proven track record.
So, strong click-through rates.
Right.
High conversion rates.
Yep.
Consistent sales.
All of it.
So that makes sense, but how do you get those initial sales if your product isn't ranking high enough to be found?
That's the question.
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And this is where strategic keyword placement within your product listing comes in.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay, I like it. Think of it as speaking the language of both the algorithm and the shopper.
Okay, so how does that look in practice?
Well, by using your keywords in your product title, in your bullet points, the description, and even those back-end search terms,
Okay.
you're sending signals to Amazon about what your product is and who it's for.
Right.
It's not just about stuffing your listing with keywords.
Yeah.
It's about weaving them in naturally.
Right.
So they make sense to both the algorithm and potential customers.
So it's got to appeal to both the robot and the humans.
Exactly. It's a balancing act.
Yeah,
But when you get it right, the results can be incredible.
I bet.
You'll rank higher, you'll attract more clicks, and ultimately drive more sales.
That's what we want.
That's what we like to see.
Okay, so we've got the basics. We know that Amazon is a search engine driven by buyer intent.
Yep.
We know it's important to pick the right keywords and put them in the right places.
Right.
What's next? What else do we need to know?
Well, now that we have the foundations, I think we should look at how we can use competitor research
Okay.
to uncover some of those
What'd you call them?
hidden keyword opportunities.
Hidden keyword opportunities.
Yeah, it's like peeking into the playbook of those successful sellers in your niche.
Ooh, I like that. Like we're spying on the competition.
A little bit of friendly competition research.
Yeah, exactly.
Always good to know what's working for others.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, let's dive in. Now, when it comes to competitor research, the guide recommends looking at their product listings.
Okay.
And there are tools that can help with this, like Helium 10's Cerebro.
Okay.
This tool lets you analyze your competitors' ASINs.
Hold on. I'm going to need you to back up for a second.
Sure.
What's an ASIN?
Oh, right, sorry.
Yeah.
ASN stands for Amazon Standard Identification Number.
Okay.
It's basically a unique code that every product on Amazon has.
Okay.
So, by plugging your competitor's AN into a tool like Cerebro, you can see what keywords they're ranking for.
Oh, wow.
You can even estimate their search volume and sales.
So it's like,
Yeah,
a secret decoder ring.
kind of. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see what's working for them
Right.
and use that to inform your own keyword strategy.
Okay, got it. So we can steal all their secrets.
Well, not exactly steal.
Yeah.
The guide really emphasizes the importance of relevance. It's not just about copying your competitors' keywords.
Right.
It's about finding keywords that are relevant both to Amazon's algorithm and the customer.
So we can't trick the system.
No, you're not going to fool the algorithm by just stuffing your listing with irrelevant keywords.
Right. Okay.
And even if you could, it wouldn't really work.
Because people wouldn't be searching for it.
Exactly. They wouldn't be attracted to your product.
Right.
So it's like,
What's that expression? Trying to fit a square peg in a round hole?
exactly.
Right.
It's not going to work.
So the guide also talks about, really understanding your target audience and their search habits. It feels like a lot of this comes down to, I don't know, good research and common sense.
Absolutely. You need to think like your customer.
Right.
What words would they use to search for your product?
Right.
What problems are they trying to solve? And there's this simple tip that the guide mentions. It's called the search test.
Okay.
So basically,
Yeah.
you go on Amazon and you do a search. If your keyword doesn't show similar products, it might be a sign that you need to rethink your strategy.
So if I search for glow-in-the-dark cat-shaped ice cube tray
Okay?
and nothing comes up,
Yeah.
that's probably not a great keyword.
Probably not, no.
Okay, good to know.
Even if it's a great product,
Right.
you got to make sure people are actually searching for it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
What about search volume? Is it all about finding those, high volume keywords?
Well, search volumes are definitely important, but it's not the only thing.
Right.
Remember we talked about relevance?
Yeah.
So you might get a lot of clicks from a high volume keyword.
Right.
But if those clicks aren't turning into sales, then you're kind of wasting your time.
It's like, would you rather have 100 visitors who are just browsing
Right.
or 10 visitors who are actually ready to buy?
Exactly. I think we both know the answer to that.
Yeah. Give me the buyers.
Right. So it's about finding that sweet spot. Keywords that have decent search volume,
Okay.
but they're also highly relevant to your product.
Okay. Got it.
And the guide actually refers to these as hidden opportunities.
Okay.
Niche keywords that have lower competition,
Okay.
but high buyer intent.
I like it.
They might not have, a ton of searches, but they attract the customers who are more likely to convert.
Okay. So like that example in the guide, what was it?
The red water bottle with a twist cap.
Yes.
Right. That's a really specific long tail keyword.
Yeah.
But it's going to attract a very specific customer.
Who's ready to buy?
Exactly.
Okay. I like it.
And these are the keywords that a lot of bigger brands miss.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're so focused on those, big
High volume.
high volume terms.
Right.
It's like finding a hidden gem.
Okay, so we've talked about all the good stuff, but what about the mistakes?
Ah, yes, the pitfalls.
Yeah, what are people doing wrong?
Well, one of the biggest mistakes is relying on data from tools that don't use Amazon sources.
Oh, okay.
Remember, Amazon is its own little world.
Right.
People search differently on Amazon than they do on Google.
So I shouldn't be using, like, Google data.
No, it's like using the wrong map to navigate a city.
Okay. Yeah, that's not good.
You'll end up lost.
The guide also warns against getting too focused on those high search volume keywords.
Right, especially the ones that are too general.
It's quality over quantity.
Exactly.
Not all clicks are good clicks.
It's not about getting tons of traffic.
Right.
It's about getting the right kind of traffic.
The traffic that buys.
Exactly. The traffic that converts.
Another mistake is blindly trusting those relevancy scores.
Yeah, or keyword scores from those different tools. I mean, they can be helpful,
Yeah.
but they're not the whole story.
Right.
The real measure of success is your actual sales performance.
Right.
So if a keyword is not driving sales,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how high its score is.
Not a good keyword.
Exactly.
So don't get hung up on the scores. Look at what's actually happening.
Yeah, the real world results.
Okay, and I guess this one's obvious, but
Yeah.
don't just copy your competitors' listings.
Definitely not. And be careful about directly translating keywords from one marketplace to another. What works in the US
Yeah.
might not work in, say, the UK.
So do your homework.
Exactly. Each marketplace is different.
This has been super helpful.
Glad to hear it.
But what are some things that our listeners can actually do to start using these strategies?
That's a great question. It all starts with a deep understanding of your product. What makes your product unique?
Right.
What problems does it solve for your customers? So once you have a good understanding of your product,
Yeah.
then you can start brainstorming keywords.
It's like building a house. You need a good foundation.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to get creative during those brainstorming sessions.
Okay.
Think about all the different ways that your customer might search for your product. You can even ask friends and family to describe your product.
Yeah.
See what words they use.
Okay, so start with understanding your product.
Right.
And then brainstorm.
Exactly. And the guide recommends starting with those exact match keywords
Okay.
and then expanding to phrase match and broad match.
Okay, so start small and then scale up.
That's right. And remember, keyword research is not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process.
Kind of like tending a garden.
I like that. Amazon is always changing,
Right.
and customer search habits are changing.
Right.
So you need to keep refining your strategy.
So stay flexible.
Yeah. Stay curious and never stop learning.
Okay, so we've covered a lot today.
Yeah, we have.
Let's just quickly recap the core principles of Amazon keyword research.
Okay.
So understanding buyer intent,
Yep.
balancing relevance with volume, and focusing on those conversions.
Right, not just the clicks.
Exactly. I feel like we're really starting to understand this whole Amazon algorithm thing.
Yeah, it's all about working with the system, not against it.
Not just throwing keywords out there and seeing what sticks.
Exactly. You got to be strategic.
Okay, so before we wrap up, I have a question for you and for everyone listening.
Here's you.
Knowing what you know now about how Amazon works, what's the one keyword you would absolutely want to rank for with your product?
That's a good one.
Yeah, and why that keyword?
It really makes you think, doesn't it? You have to really
Yeah.
understand your product and your customer.
Because it's not just about ranking for any keyword.
No, it's got to be the right keyword.
The one that really represents your product and your brand.
Exactly. The one that connects with your ideal customer.
So to all our listeners out there, keep experimenting, keep learning.
Yeah, and don't give up.
Amazon's always changing, but you can definitely succeed if you have the right approach.
Absolutely. The journey never ends.
That's right. There's always something new to discover.
Always more to learn and optimize.
Well, on that note, we're going to wrap things up here.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Thank you so much for joining us for another deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
And everyone listening, we'll catch you next time. Happy selling.